Hey there, folks. Welcome to Civ Fanatics Ultimate Strategy Guide. And today we're going to do something a little different. I'm obviously not playing Civ 6 or Civ 5. I'm playing a game that I recently discovered. It's been out for about a year now. It's called Raft. And I'm in a creative world, just for full disclosure. And what I want to do is a little how to build series. Now, I don't consider myself the most amazing builder when it comes to these type of survival games, but I think I do okay. And I'm calling this the SS Enterprise. It's a little bit of a homage to Star Trek Enterprise. If you look up here, the base, I'm basing the name on the base structure of the raft. This is in the shape of the saucer section. These are the nacelles, left and right nacelles. And, because of that shape, I decided to call it the SS Enterprise. So, I'm not going to focus on doing strategy. That's my normal thing. On when I do make videos, is I usually do strategy videos. But this time, we'll do a how to build. I think that there's so many videos out there already. The game's been out for a year. The game's relatively simple, so I don't really think people probably need a strategy video for Raft, but there aren't that many good how to build videos for Raft, so I thought maybe I could throw another one out there just to give people something to to look at and to maybe build themselves in their own playthroughs. So in this first video, what I'm going to do is a little bit of a tour, and I'll discuss strategy a little bit just because this ship design is kind of based around a specific strategy. Now, if you'll notice, I have my streamer set up and my ship is facing directly with the wind. So if this were, if we were playing a game, the debris field would come in directly square to the raft. And that is my specific strategy for playing the game, and it's based on the mechanics of the debris fields and the number of collectors that I want to have to build and maintain. So if you have your raft facing directly into the debris field, you're only going to need to build collectors in the front of your ship. And it's not that difficult to avoid hitting rafts and stuff, because that's the only way your ship gets turned, is by hitting the rafts that are in the game, or by hitting islands, or whatever, anything that you have to hit something to turn your ship. If you don't hit anything, then your ship will never get turned. And also, if your ship does happen, like if you're working on stuff and you don't see a raft and your raft hits it, or an island and your raft hits it and gets turned, turning it back square again by using the streamer and your sail and maybe a paddle is really not that difficult, so you can right your ship again, or your raft again, and get it square to the debris fields. Also, the debris fields they spawn in as based on your location and your direction of travel. So the debris fields are a set distance, a set width. There's a set number of tiles that they spawn in. When I designed this raft, I wasn't exactly aware of how many tiles that was. I hadn't figured it out to the exact number. And so this raft isn't perfectly efficient. It should actually be probably 10 tiles wider, roughly 31 is, and that's just an educated guess based on, right now I have 21 collectors, and I do miss, mainly for some reason, just off to this side. So, that's why I have that, this set up that way. And that's why I play with this strategy. Also, my strategy is based on navigation. If I if my raft was traveling this way, I'm going to have a really difficult time seeing, you know, seeing to place, place my raft to, up next to an island. So that's why I want my raft traveling straight forward, and that enables me to run back and forth, as I'm approaching an island. Say if there was one coming up to this side, uh, I would be able to run over here and see how close I am, and then run back over, and I don't have to travel that far to get back to my sail and or anchor. Uh, and I can usually get my raft placed right up next to an island so that I can use these, to get up onto the higher levels of an island. And um, if you notice, these little towers extend outward, and that enables me to get, pretty close to, be able to jump onto an island. And I just keep them there. I don't have to tear them down, playing this strategy. That's, I can reuse these over and over again. I don't have to usually build. Worst case scenario, I might have to throw, some roof sections up on top of that to get closer to the island, but I can usually get pretty close. Let's see. Do a little bit of a tour. I don't have everything set up. This is a creative world, so I don't necessarily have, everything I would have. I would have things on this platform if this were a platform or a playthrough. Maybe I'd have, plots, planting plots or something there. But if you follow this design, you can put whatever you want in there. I did set up a little storage system. It's pretty, it's pretty decent size. You could put signs if you wanted, so that what's in each chest. So I have an adequate space for storage. Got a little cooking area, water area. You could do fishing. I got a little hole in the boat so that I can collect water and fill my collectors with. Got more advanced cooking stations here, research table, little calendar, paint mill. Got 5 smelters set up with some chests above them. And let's see, the other advantage, to this strategy is that, building a ship this complex or a raft this complex in a playthrough is very doable. You collect so much stuff in this that you can easily get enough materials to build this ship by the time you would normally finish the game, and what I find when I'm doing these survival games is that the nicer or the more effort I put into whatever structure I'm playing in, the more pleasurable the experience is. So, Raft is pretty much, if it's the same game over and over unless you build interesting structures. And what I wanted to do when I designed this is I didn't want everything perfectly square. I wanted to make interesting shapes, to utilize some angles, so I wanted to make things a little more interesting to look at, and to make it a more enjoyable experience. So that was the idea behind why I came up with this. So I got myself a little dining area. Now, in an actual playthrough, I think what I would do is use this as my receiving station. This area, the platform is big enough so that I could set up my receiver and my three antennas far enough apart. So that's probably what I would do. And I probably might build a ladder or something down from here so that I could get uh, to my sail, relatively quickly from here. The next level is my little sleeping area, and back here is just basically a stairwell going off to the back. Now, again, if I was doing a playthrough, I might eliminate this later in the game, because I already have other ways to get up, and then use this for when I started collecting animals and stuff like that. That's probably what I would use this back area for. But for now, I just like the way this looked, so that's why I set it up the way I did. All right, what next? I originally, when I designed this, I was thinking about painting everything, but I kind of like the rustic, the rustic feel of this. It kind of seems suitable for this, this particular build. So the color palette, I kind of left the natural colors to, give it that rustic feel. And I don't know, I really enjoy the look of it. So, I think that's a big part of playing this kind of game is you want to build something you can, have that fuzzy feeling about. So I think I'm going to make this like a possibly a 4-part series. In the next video, I will lay out for you with the exact counts of how to build the base structure. And then in the video after that, we'll do this center section. And one last thing I want to say is that the developers did an amazing job with the roofing structures. I was a little worried or intimidated by that, but it was so easy. I literally built that entire roof in 2 to 3 minutes. They did a really, really good job of, making it simple and easy to understand, because this wasn't necessarily a simple roof. It's got some shape to it. So I was worried that it might be complicated to figure out, but I mean, literally, I had that entire roof done in 2 to 3 minutes. So with that being said, if you like this this idea of this how to build, and you want me to do, if you like my style of building or whatever, and you want me to do more of these how to build tutorials, then like the videos, and or comment, give me some ideas of the things that types of buildings or rafts that you would want me to build, and I'll take a look at doing more of these videos. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.